Hello there. I'm back for some more basketball talk on the Adrienne Ross Show. We're going to get into a little Angel Reese. I'm going to say right from the start that this is probably a video that's going to cause some people to get a little bit upset, but it's just straight talk. It's just real talk. I'm going to keep it real. So hang with me for the entire video, because you don't want to miss anything. Before we get to it, let me just say that I do have two more of the Adrienne Ross Show t-shirts left. One is a large, the other one is a medium. I talked about this on one of the videos a few days ago. So if you are interested in the large or the medium, send me an email at AdrienneRossCom@gmail.com. Also, we are fast approaching 20,000 subscribers. Thanks to you. If you haven't smashed that subscribe button, please do share with your friends. I absolutely appreciate all the support. Now, are you ready to get down to some real talk? Good. So am I. Here we go. It is my firm belief, based on observation, that people have done Angel Reese a huge disservice. A huge disservice. The whole talk about Rookie of the Year is absolutely just really bogus. I'm just going to keep it real. I just saw an article from ESPN, the article I talked about here when they, had their picks for the top 25 WNBA players, and their picks were ridiculous. Several of them were. And they had Angel Reese at number 19. They had Angel Reese doing better than they had Kennedy Carter. Makes no sense. There's no way that Angel Reese is number 19 in this league. She's not good enough to be number 19 in this league. But in that article, it said that the race for Rookie of the Year is neck and neck. And I said in the video that I did about that's absolutely ridiculous. It's not neck and neck. First of all, it never was neck and neck, okay? And it certainly isn't neck and neck now. The only people who think that Angel Reese should be above Caitlin Clark in the Rookie of the Year race are people who are either not paying attention, or they've bought into this whole rivalry thing, and come hell or high water, they're going to make a case for Angel Reese. Let's be real. Angel Reese does not belong in the same sentence as Caitlin Clark when you're talking about basketball skills. Understand, they're two separate positions they play. Be that as it may, there've always been players who've been compared, even though they're not playing the same position, okay? And they based it on overall skills. Again, Angel Reese does not belong in the same sentence with Caitlin Clark. And people have done Angel a huge disservice. Forget about Caitlin Clark, a disservice to her, because she's probably not even worried about it, But people who have tried to pump up Angel Reese and suggest that she can go neck and neck with Caitlin Clark when it comes to basketball skills are totally into something beyond basketball, okay? I'd like to believe the people who know basketball know better. I'd like to believe the people who are deciding Rookie of the Year know better. But the media are the ones who make the decision. And as you've heard me say many times, the media always have an agenda. So I don't necessarily trust them to do the right thing. But let's do the right thing by Angel. We have created a situation where, because of some supposed rivalry between the two, which Angel is responsible for, going back to college. And that's what started the whole thing. And so what people have done is they have taken a side, and sadly, a lot of these so-called fans of Caitlin or so-called fans of Angel have chosen sides based on race. I've had people come at me and say, how dare you support Caitlin Clark? Angel Reese is black. Trying to figure out what that has to do with basketball. But sadly, It has become a race war, and they've put that pressure on Angel's shoulders. Now, Angel has to perform a certain way. Angel has to represent a certain way. Angel has all these people who are saying, rah, rah, you're just as good, you're better than Caitlin Clark. And they have taken their own racism, their own bias, and they placed it on the shoulders of this young woman, and they expect her to carry it. And so when Angel Reese began to get these double doubles, that was their hope, that she could somehow rival Caitlin Clark on the court. So what did people do? Whether we're talking about fans on social media, whether we're talking about commentators, whether we're talking about players, past players, whomever, it became this whole thing about, yeah, Angel Reese has another double-double. Angel Reese has another double-double. Will Angel Reese continue the streak? And I shared this before. It is a disservice to the sport, that whole talk, but it's a greater disservice to Angel Reese. Now, when you get to the point where you are throughout a whole game, as the person calling the game, through a whole game, you're talking about the double-double streak. I mean, she's got 8 points, and you're so intent on making sure that she gets a double-double that you're just hoping she can get past 8 points just to get to 10 points so you can say her streak continue, so you can feed your lust for her to outdo Caitlin Clark. Angel Reese is not in the same category with Caitlin Clark. Let's be real. And to put that kind of pressure on her is unfair. Now, granted, I will say again, she created this, and perhaps she has fueled it. Be that as it may, people ought to know better. To put that kind of pressure for her to perform, what do we end up seeing as a result of that? We end up seeing what appeared to be everybody complicit in this double-double streak. And some people have even shared footage that it looked like people were giving in to her getting rebounds. It looked like everybody was kind of on board. It made you kind of wonder, why? So that they can continue to mention her name next to Caitlin Clark, so that she can be the race warrior you want her to be, so that she can, outdo the white girl? Because that's some of the comments that people have been making. And that, for some people, they don't care about Angel Reese. It's not about her success. It's not about her basketball skills. It's not about that. It's about defeating Caitlin Clark. It's about pretending that she's anywhere near the player that Caitlin Clark is. It's about now looking like, there's a wink and a nod from other players and other coaches to keep her name in the mix, to get her that other rebound, to get her that extra double-double. And I doubt anybody sat down and conspired for this. But again, the wink and the nod. I know people said it looked like it was being done on purpose. I didn't totally board that train, but I have to admit it started to look like that train did leave the station. All so that we can pretend that Angel Reese is a better player than she is. Let me be real. Can I be real? If I were Angel Reese's coach, well, let me stop here. Because I want to make this clear. I've said this before, but I want to say it again. I say I'm going to be real. Let me be real. I'm not going to say that rebounds aren't important. Rebounds are important. I'm not going to say that Angel Reese hasn't had a couple good games lately either. I'm not going to say that. I am going to say and reiterate what I said before. To rebound the basketball takes a certain amount of grit and grind and a nose for the ball. it takes a certain kind of work ethic on the court to secure rebounds. And not everybody wants to do that. I'm not even going to deny that rebounding is important and it takes a certain something. But I'm not going to pretend either that what Angel Reese brings equates at all to the full range of what Caitlin Clark brings. Okay, now that I got that out of the way, if I were coaching Angel Reese, I'd have to have a real conversation with her. And my conversation would be this: Angel, forget about all the pressure to be our race queen. Forget about all the pressure that people are putting on you to represent your people. That's not what this is about. It's not what it should be about. But for some people, that is what it's about. Now I'm going to say, Angel, forget about it. You know what? Forget about Rookie of the Year in terms of carrying that weight on your shoulders. You don't have to be Caitlin Clark. You don't have to be mentioned in the same sentence with Caitlin Clark. All you need to do is consistently put in the work and get better. I'm not putting that kind of pressure on you. I'm not going to help you pad your stats. I'm not doing that, Angel, because you're simply not there. And if you're not there, if you're not where Caitlin Clark is, that really is okay. Because guess what? Most of the players in the WNBA aren't where Caitlin Clark is either. Let's just be honest. People are starting to mention her not just as Rookie of the Year, but MVP. Now, granted, it looks like it's going to be A'ja Wilson, but people are starting to talk about Caitlin Clark being in that conversation. So no, there's no shame, Angel Reese, in not outdoing Caitlin Clark. Most people aren't going to do that. Okay? What I want you to do, Angel, remember, I'm the coach talking to her. What I want you to do, Angel, is to focus on hitting those layups, because you're missing too much from right near the basket. I'm not saying that people aren't banging down low. I'm saying that's got to be your focus, because when a huge percentage of your offensive rebounds that everyone is heralding comes from your own missed shots, I don't want to hear a thing as your coach about another offensive rebound. I'm tired of the offensive rebounds, to be honest with you, if I'm the coach. I'm tired of the offensive rebounds because they signify that you keep missing shots. I don't want another offensive rebound big night from Angel Reese. I want Angel Reese to hit shots if I'm the coach. And again, you'll say, well, Caitlin Clark, her shooting percentage isn't always, through the roof. Well, yeah, that's true. But we're talking about a player in Angel Reese who is right there under the basket much of the time. I need her as a coach to put the ball in the basket. And if it's not a layup, then I need her in the low post. I need her to be able to turn and fade away and shoot or something. I'm grateful as a coach. I'd be grateful that if she misses, she doesn't just give up. I'd be grateful that she's going after the misses. But miss after miss after miss amounts to rebound after rebound after rebound. And we have diminished the game to such an extent that we celebrate that. Again, when a huge part of your rebounding happens to be offensive rebounding, and even from your own misses, how did we get to the point that we're celebrating that? No, as a coach, Angel, I don't want to hear anymore about another big offensive rebounding night that represents a whole bunch of misses on our team and a whole bunch of misses from you. And people have sold out the integrity of the game because they've got another issue. And their issue is propping up Angel Reese. Why? So that she can outdo Caitlin Clark, which at this point, it's just not going to happen. So continue to work hard. Yes, if we miss, go for the rebound. Yes, if you miss, go for the rebound. But how about we stop missing so much? And how about that be your focus? to get in there and bang with people and finish shots under the basket. You don't owe it to anybody to carry the weight that they want you to carry, to pretend. And again, you're likely to be complicit, Angel, but it's time to put that aside. What people have done, or what they have followed her into doing, they have made it all about a whole lot of stuff that has nothing to do with her improving as a player, and it's put a pressure on her that at this point in the season, she might ball out and prove me wrong. But I think most of us who are honest are going to say she's not. I'm like Sue Bird. I don't even need the stats. I don't even need to know that all the records that Caitlin Clark is breaking, because I can't even keep up. Almost every time she steps on the court, she's breaking a record. To ask Angel Reese to do that when she's not that kind of player is just not right. So she could ball out. But to be in the running for Rookie of the Year and to pretend because you wanted somebody to put Caitlin in her place, to pretend that person is Angel Reese, you are doing her a huge disservice, and you are doing the game a huge disservice. Because now we're saying she's got 8 points throughout the whole game. She got 8 points. She got 8 points. Let's get her up to 10 so she can have a double, so she could just take on Caitlin Clark. She ain't there. She's just not there. Now what she brings, she brings. And that's, like I said, grit, hard work, determination. But she is not Caitlin Clark. And she doesn't need to be. That's the point. But people have put that pressure on her, and perhaps she's put it on herself. But it's time for somebody to speak into her life and say, you know what? Forget I don't care, but I don't want another double-double from you if it means you missing shots. Seriously. I want you to get the record of how many times you were able to finish a layup. So I know, like I said, this is going to probably bring some people, and they're going to be ticked off at me. Some folks are going to say, how dare you? She's black. You're black. I've heard it all before. But I'm here to talk about basketball. And I'm here to say that those people who want to pretend anything other than that, Angel Reese is who she is, and let her be that and not pretend she's something else, that to me is somebody who's got her head on straight. Like, my head is on straight. It is what it is. Just be who you are. You don't have to carry the weight of the world or your race or anything. And anybody else complicit in this is doing her disservice. Propping up the double thing when some of it, maybe most of it, comes from your own misses, does her a disservice, and it's a disrespect to the game, but it's a huge disrespect to her. And let her just play ball. Let her just continue to get better. Let her figure out how to get those layups in consistently. And I didn't put those things up to just diss her. I'm putting them up to say everybody is seeing it, except those who are blinded and want her to fight their battle that they have with the culture that's going on in the world. That's not why she came into the league. And she's too young for that kind of pressure. And most of us who know what we're talking about, we ain't that clueless to think that it's neck and neck, or to think that what they're propping up is worth propping up. Again, it takes grit. It takes a nose for the ball. Okay. But let's work on not having to get so many offensive rebounds. You and your team. And a good coach needs to have that conversation, because it was starting to look like everybody was in on it. And that's just jacked up. So I said what I said. You can let me hear what you have to say in the comments. Please subscribe to the channel. Much appreciated. Like I said, we're headed toward 20,000. Also, if you're interested in the t-shirt, make sure you send me an email at AdrienneRossCom@gmail.com. I'll catch you next time, God willing. I'm just here keeping it real. God bless you abundantly.